And as you're coming in, put in your classification, your major. If you're on an internship, we want to know where you're interning or your internship role. If you are staff or faculty, let us know you're in the room by just putting in that you're staff or faculty in the chat for us, please.
And if you're full-time.
And now I will introduce our presenter for the evening, Ms. Coach Michelle Jones, who is the manager for our internship program. I want to ask you all to please, if you are able to come on camera and give her your full attention, because this will be a very interactive session.
Come on, because you're right. Come on.
Hello, hello, all. Thank you so much for that, Coach George. How is everyone this evening? I know in some areas here in Texas, especially, it's storming, so we appreciate you taking a moment to join us. Just a few little housekeeping details, or not housekeeping, but information I want to, again, remind everybody, as Ms. Coach George has said, check in using that QR code, please. Also complete the post-session survey. I'm working from two computers, if you see what I'm looking back and forth. Complete that post-session survey at the end. That information really does help us to understand what we're doing for you and what we can do better for you. If you have not already done so, please complete your weekly reflections questionnaire. It is about this past week, the 9th through the 13th. That allows us, again, to know how your week is going. If you have any questions from this past week, please feel free to ask those questions once we get down to that part of the presentation. Share, share, share. If this has been of value to you, share this information with your classmates, your friends, to your organizations. Put it on your social media. Tag our social media page, PVAMU Career Services. And we will drop that probably in one of the emails coming up at some point in time. Additionally, we are adding Thursday topics. I did send that out to you guys in this past email over the weekend. So yeah, let's make sure that we are keeping up with everything. We hope that so far the sessions have been great for you. So let's talk about.
Coach Jones, can I just add one more thing?
Of course, yes, ma'am.
Please make sure you do the check-in, the QR code. That's how we keep track of it, whether you attended or not. And that's also how we know who receives which incentives. So please make sure you're doing the check-ins every week. You only have to attend one session per week, Monday, Tuesday, or Saturday. Thank you.
Yes, thank you, ma'am, for that. Just a reminder for this week, or I think we have one other holiday week this summer. We will not be meeting this week on Saturday. We will only have Monday and Tuesday sessions. So tonight and tomorrow night, Saturday being that it is Juneteenth weekend, we know that there'll be Juneteenth celebrations all around the country. So we wanted to give you guys the opportunities to enjoy that weekend. And then the 4th of July week is the other week. We won't have a meeting that Saturday after the 4th or that Monday, because again, a lot of our government agencies do observe a 4-day weekend, and we have several people working in the government arena. All righty. So here are the career coaches. If you have not met with your career coach yet, please, please, please go ahead and look up your career coach's information, name here rather, and then go into your Navigate app, Navigate 360 app under resources and people, and you can send them an email. We are working through the whole summer. Other than vacation time, which is normal for anybody, you should be able to get to speak with your coach sometime this summer, especially trying to get set up for the fall with career fair and all of the other activities we will have going on. So it's time to level up. How do you manage the mission on and off the clock? That mission being both your personal life, your academic life, and your professional life. How do you manage that? Here's a quote. Time is your reputation in motion.
Sometime. Okay, now you inside here.
In the classroom or on the clock, how you move tells people if you're just busy or really about your business? What do you think about that? Time is everything, right? Everything is got a time in your life. You don't just get up and time doesn't exist. So every day, every moment, there is something happening, whether it's resting, thinking, working, classwork, whatever it is. Time is a commodity for us all. So I want to do a quick icebreaker. I'm gonna give all of you, each of you, $86,400. And I want you to put in the chat what 3 or 4 ways you would spend this money and how much you will spend each way. Remember, you have to spend it all. You cannot put any in the bank, and you're going to lose any money not spent. So throw in the chat for me 3 to 4 ways that you will spend that money and how much each way. And if any of the coaches would tell me what the responses are, that would be great.
Yeah, there's nothing coming in yet.
You guys don't know how you want to spend
Oh,
$86,400.
there's one thing. Student loans, 30,000 investing, student loans, buying different land, buy different businesses with the remaining.
You can find it.
Do we have to type it or can we say it?
You can say it as well. You can come off mute. And say
Okay. I would invest it or put it in a high yield saving account. Wait, no, you said you can't bank it. Oh, well then I guess we buying a house or something. We doing something big.
But you understand the importance of that, right?
Right.
Anybody can anyone tell me what does the number 86,400 actually represent, or what other than money can it represent? I should say.
Number of seconds in a
I
day.
think it could represent, the amount of tuition or how much you have to pay in full.
Who
Like
said
after-
the number of seconds in a day?
I did. Yep.
I
Yep.
can't. I'm sorry.
That
I'm
was
not.
me. That was me. The number of seconds in a day.
Yeah. What's your name?
Ford.
Ford. Hey, Ford. I should have known you would get that. If somebody had taken note, one of the coaches would take note of the students that are actually engaging and speaking and put Mr. Ford's name down. Yeah, the number of seconds in a day. We have 86,400 seconds per day that we can dedicate to something. That's a lot, right? And if you sit down and you think about what am I doing with those seconds? How much of it are we wasting? We're just losing. They're not contributing to anything worthwhile, meaningful, or adding any kind of value to our life. That's how I want you to think about your seconds. Now, do I mean when you're sitting just in a Zen moment, having some peaceful time, that's a waste? No, because that sometimes is needed. Matter of fact, we need to plan for those times. Those should be a part of priority tasks, if not every day, but in your week. Even if it's just a few minutes every day to woosah, give yourself a moment to release all of the extra stuff that you picked up through the day, so that you can rest well, so that you can do those things necessary so that you keep your health together. But yeah, we have 86,400 seconds per day in our lives that we want to make sure we're using wisely. Your time is sacred. Guard it like your peace. Spend it with purpose and watch how doors start opening. So a little bit about me. 84 graduate of the University of Arkansas at Pine Bluff. That's another HBCU with a BA in English non-teaching. Yeah, I had a plan, changed the plan. Then I knew I didn't want to teach. When I did change the plan, it wasn't never the teaching. And so I just kind of ended up, didn't have a career coach. So I kind of moved around till I fell into what I love doing, which is where you see me now. I have over 40 years in various industries such as the military, higher ed, retail, airline transportation, and corporate America. Also, a lot of different roles, but these are just a few. I was an Army officer. I have been an assistant director for basically experiential education. I worked in retail management, project management, worked in customer service as a director, sales support supervisor, and a career coach. So everybody's got 24 hours, but how you flex yours sets you apart, whether it's class or clock in. Stay booked and balanced. So by the end of this workshop, we want you to be able to identify your common time management challenges. So what are those challenges that are upcoming in you on a regular basis consistently? We want you to know how to apply practical strategies to prioritize tasks. So basically looking at your day and everything you want to get done that day, how do you prioritize that? What are some strategies that you can use? We're gonna look at time management tools, planners, physical planners, digital calendars, some time blocking techniques to help you with now taking those prioritized tasks and getting them completed. And finally, once you've done the top 3, then you should be able to effectively manage personal, academic, and career-related responsibilities. So my first key point, focus on prioritization, not perfection. Time management isn't about you getting everything perfect, but it is about prioritizing and getting things done, getting the right things done, and getting them done the right way. Right? Prioritization allows you to focus, to streamline, and to put a plan in place to get those things completed. My second key point, let's shift from managing time to maximizing moments. So traditionally, when you think about time management, you think about trying to squeeze as much into a single day as possible, right? How can I multitask? How can I get a whole lot done in this small amount of time, because we're managing time. But I want you to turn around and think about, how do I become a chief moment master? How do I become that, right? And we're going to talk to you about some things today that allow you to get into that mindset of a chief moment master, not just trying to manage the time, but become a moment master, a chief moment master. So I got a poll for you. Tell me in the poll, answer the poll, what are time management challenges for you? What off this list would be considered time management challenges? Okay. Let's see what we got here. What's our total?
They're still,
Oh, they're still answering? Okay.
okay.
All right. Let's go ahead and share those results.
Sorry, some more coming in.
Oh, okay.
I'll share it in just a second. All right, there you go.
Okay. So we got a real close running between procrastinating or perfectionism and all of the above. Okay. Some people felt like overcommitting, distractions, and poor focus, fear of asking for help, poor energy management. Okay. All right. Sounds good. So it's actually all of the above. All of the above. We all have a problem with sometimes thinking, oh, it's just going to be a few minutes. It's not going to take me but 15 minutes. And then you get into the meat of it and it's like, oh, yeah, it's going to take me a couple of hours on this. So learning how to actually look at tasks and then understanding how to break those task pieces down so that you can get, a better estimate of the time that it takes. But some of the highly ones are the ones that I had in the poll. Overcommitting. I can't tell you how many times I am guilty of doing that. It's like, oh, I can get that done because, again, I think I can get my task done real quickly. So I overcommit thinking it's not going to take a lot of my time. And then sometimes it ends up taking too much time. So learning to set those boundaries and to say no when you need to say no. Distractions. Put yourself in spaces that allow you to truly be able to focus and get the work done. We got people who procrastinate. We got the people who want to make it perfect, right? Let's not procrastinate. If you know something needs to get done, put it on that task list and set out the time frame in which you need to get it done. And then the perfectionist, Let's look at how do we make sure we've got all of the elements we need in there. Let other eyes look at it, because as we've talked about in the previous 2 sessions, you can always get better and better and better and better. And so looking at making sure the results that you are getting from that task are what you need versus can I make it any better at this moment? Because if you think about it, oftentimes we can make things better. Poor energy management. Uh-oh, sorry about that. I went too far. Poor energy management. So you want to think about with poor energy management that, working late at night, or if you've got a task that's going to take a lot of your attention, not doing at the end of the day, but, starting with fresh eyes, fresh brain. And then, going between different time management tools. Some days I'm writing it on my calendar. Some days I'm putting it in notes, OneNote. Some days I'm putting it on my calendar. Let's be consistent with where we are tracking or where we are keeping track of of our tasks and prioritizing those tasks. Wherever that is, let's be consistent about where that is so we know every day we can go here and find what we need. And then checking your calendar and your reminders on a regular basis.
Ms. Jones, can I just add something? If you go back to that previous slide.
Uh-huh.
So I was thinking about the connection between procrastination and perfectionism. And what I find is sometimes people who are perfectionists, they want to get it perfect. So what they do is they don't start something because they don't feel like they can get it done perfect. So then you end up not getting it done at all. And so that's even worse than having the product that you didn't think would be your best, is to not have anything and not deliver anything. So don't let the perfectionism create the procrastination that doesn't let you accomplish your goals.
Love it. Yes, ma'am. Somebody needs to put that down as a quote. Don't let your perfectionism cause you to procrastinate reaching your goals. Love that. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And I'm sorry, you guys, if you guys have something to say, raise your hand and one of the coaches will catch it, or come off of mute and just let me know you're trying to say something. All right. So let's talk about some practical strategies to prioritize tasks. This will be sent to you in in the workbook. So don't worry about having to try to, we're not going to break down each one of them and talk about them for long periods of time. If there's any one that you want to have a little more information on, we can. But what would you say, looking at these, you think the commonality between all of these strategies? What's the commonality? Come off mute or put it in the chat. Don't everybody try to answer at once.
Hello.
One thing I
my bad.
noticed. Oh, sorry. You could go ahead.
No, it's fine. You can go ahead. I just had a quick question.
One thing I noticed is that it does it in increments. So not trying to get everything done, one big block of time, but kind of all these are giving you set time to work, set time to rest.
Okay. So yeah, there are categories or levels that you assign to it. Correct. Good. What was the question?
I was gonna say, like having like a clear kind of objective, like a direction, kind of.
Yes. And so this is what allows you to get that when you're prioritizing, using these strategies helps you when you're prioritizing to understand what is that objective or that goal, right? Is it a daily goal? Is it a project goal? Is it a weekly goal? What is that goal? And how does it fit for me to line everything out so that I can get those things done? Now, while these are great, you do know that even in the best of planning purposes, there are going to be things that come in, oh, got to get this done, and it wasn't ever on the list. So it's real important for you at the end of that week to do a review and reset, right? Allowing you to look at what all did I get accomplished that I can move completely off the list? What's still on the list, right? That I need to put back into this next week's tasks and prioritizing. And what things got added that were never involved or never a part of it, so that you again are able to see the success of your week, the success of your day or your week. I did mine on on a Sunday. Some people do theirs daily. I didn't necessarily, I didn't do a true reset every day, but I did like do a review and move stuff to the bottom, scratch things out. But as far as just like a review and reset, that is where you can actually move things off, create that new next week's list. I did that weekly. But yes, every day you do look at and update your task list. So this allows you to just be able to track your academic deadlines, your project deadlines, even personal things that you have going on in your life, such as maybe you want to get some certifications, maybe you want to learn how to scuba dive, maybe you want to learn how to crochet, whatever those things are, you want to prioritize them. For some people, it's even sometimes important to just, I need downtime and just build in moments of downtime. For me, I know I struggle with going to lunch. It hadn't helped yet that I put it on my calendar that I'm going to take lunch at a certain time. But that's my own problem. But even sometimes just putting in those things, because some of us, when we get into the zone of working, we skip over that stuff that's necessary just for us and our personal necessities for well-being. Questions or comments?
How do you plan like contingency in your plans? Kind of like wiggle room.
Yeah, that's a good question. It's all about being intentional about understanding what you have to get done, what that deadline is you need to get it done by, and definitely not procrastinating. Putting it on a list, even if it's something where you may block out more time for this task, but it's some cushion in there for that task completion date, to where if you need to bring in contingency time, you can. And so building, I wouldn't say build in just empty time that doesn't have any space in it, but maybe building in time for maybe extra time in your review of the day to see what you got done. But for me, a lot of times what I would do is, if I had a project that it was due, say, on the 1st of July, I got it today, then I would look at, okay, what little pieces can I break it down into? How many times do I need to look at it and touch it between now and my deadline, which will probably be the 29th or the 30th, whatever 2 days beforehand would be, business days beforehand would be. How can I break that down and then build in time to where, yes, I could complete it on some of these days, but that extra time, should that assignment come in at the last minute, I can move some minutes out of there, just some minutes out of there to have that. Anybody else want to share how they do that?
Yeah, let me add to that, and I like what you said, Ms. Jones. But not waiting to the last moment to start on or to work on the projects that you have gives you that flexibility that when something comes in, you're not stressed and you're not saying, oh, I can't do this because I got this other thing to do, because you've already started on those. So you mentioned breaking projects down into smaller pieces where I want to get this much done the first week or whatever the case may be. So break your stuff into something that's manageable and make your last week that you're actually finished. You want to finish before the due date, not on the due date. And then you're not stressed when something else comes in. So I think that's probably one of the most important things to me is don't wait to the last minute on the things that are really important and that you got to deliver on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's probably one of the biggest things that people do is, oh, I can do that the day before. I know. Look, I was in college once too. I know those assignments. Oh, I can do that on Friday night and it's due by midnight. I can do that because I'm gonna get up, and then Friday comes and I got some extra stuff done, and I'm not feeling well, and all of these things start impacting that thing I put off until the last minute. So being intentional about working on it early. I always set my deadline before it's due. A, so I can put some fresh eyes on it. B, if I wanted to get it looked at by, maybe if it was going, to my supervisor, I might want my manager to look at it. I might even send it to my supervisor and said, hey, can you kind of look this over, see if anything else that you had in mind is not in there, or does it jar anything for you that needs to be added? Just giving yourself that extra time so that it's not a stressful moment when those tasks come in. I had something else that was in my mind and it left me just that quick. I'll probably remember it. But it is important to know what you have to get done, not just in your head. I know we all got those young minds and we can think of and remember everything. But when you see it, it's something you can check mark completed. it just gives a whole different feeling to the success of your day or the impact you feel your day is having. Okay. So, this is a question I want you guys to put your answers in the chat or come off of mute. What time management tools do you currently use? I mentioned some of mine. Tell me some of yours.
Me personally, I love my planner. Me and my planner are best friends. I like a physical planner, like the big notebook planners, so I can write everything out in details. But I also use a planner on my phone. I love that one as well. But whenever it comes to like my job personally, it's a matter of knowing what needs to be done every day, and how that best works for other people. So I know like a big chunk of my day is like answering like voicemails. I know people don't answer voicemails in the morning, or like they may not answer the phone in the morning, but it's best to do it then. But I also know everybody thinks that every office on campus closes at 3 o'clock because like financial aid and admissions does, but my office doesn't. So 3 to 5 is very much a down window, and that's whenever I get a lot of that handled. So like just knowing when things need to be done, or like what is the best time frame for it.
That's a very good point. Knowing what part of the day is the best day where you, like you said, there's downtime. I did remember this one point, and then I'll let the rest of you guys answer. When you are prioritizing your tasks, knowing what you may need from another person or another department, find that out early so that you can request that information in writing. Remember from last week, documentation beats conversation 100% of the time. Even if you mention it to your colleague that you need it, even if it was said in the meeting that they needed to give it to you, do not leave it in a conversation. Put it in documentation, in writing. Give them that timeline of when you need it so that you have enough time to prepare the final information that needs to go.
No.
The final.
So for me, I use a schedule. I put everything into a schedule in Outlook, a calendar in Outlook, and I really just color code them. Really, I use any app for this, honestly. And if I have like little points or tips for whether I'm having a meeting or whether I have a class or whether I have to go check out, a fair after that, I put it in the schedule, and then I put in little notes for myself and I attach it under the meeting. I just go through that all day, every day.
Okay. All right. That sounds great, Asata. Anybody else?
I like
I can go.
So one thing that's been working for me, because I remember Prairie used to give us what did you call them? Like they're basically planners or bigger journals. But since they stopped giving us those, I'm using the smaller planners, and they've definitely helped me amongst texting myself reminders. Because sometimes whenever I receive that text, like a lot of us go through our notifications, that's kind of like a reminder, like, hey, this needs to be done outside of that calendar that we all kind of use or lack of use some days.
Good. Somebody else was speaking?
One of the things I do is I block off time on my calendar so I can accomplish those things. So I put time in my calendar to do that.
Okay.
You have some stuff entered in the chat. Someone mentioned Notion. Someone mentioned the ABC method. Someone mentioned the app Time Tree for a calendar. So those are just a few.
Good. Thank you for that. Who knows?
I think Nicole was trying to speak
as
go ahead.
Yeah, I was just gonna say I just use my reminder app, and it's like a calendar as well, but it sends like alarm clock. So it'll be like, in 5 minutes you need to start this. It'll like bug me because I get stuff done, but I need like something to annoy me. So if I see all these notifications on my phone, I'm like, all right, I just might as well do it. And then I like to check off everything. It's like once it's complete, it has like an X mark or a green check. So it just makes me happy.
Good. Thank you for that, Nicole. Who can tell me what the ABC process came from? Anybody remember? Or no? Might be something that people of my age remember. Franklin Covey used that ABC method. That's kind of
You mentioned ABC in your note. Can you add that?
Yeah, it was shown as one of the strategies. It's not, Franklin Covey is not quite as popular. People have moved away from that big old thick, beautiful binder that a lot of us got, and only a few of us really used it. I think I did the Franklin Covey a couple times. I worked for different corporations, and they would send you, and I'd go to get the free binder. But it was just too much. I just couldn't do it. It was more than what I wanted to do with my time. So, and then once I became more digitally aligned with things, I hate doing it on paper now. But anyway, several were mentioned. Google Calendar. I don't remember anybody mentioning that one, but that's a good one. I heard Notion. I don't have Time Tree on it, but that's a good one to know. I also, like I said earlier, use OneNote or GoodNotes for some of my note taking and to coincide with my apps that I do for time management. And then, of course, the old faithful paper planner or agenda books, your time blocking sheets, and the dry erase weekly calendars. I don't know if you've ever gone into anybody's office, maybe when you were in high school and went into that counselor's office, they had the nice big calendar board on the wall that showed everything they had to do. That was good. Thank you guys. I appreciate that. All right. Time for a breakout. Time for a breakout. The Time Crunch Challenge. Miss George is going to put you guys into a breakout room, but what we're doing is think about you got 15 hours that you work a week. You got 4 classes you're taking, and now you just saw a post about your dream internship, and the application is due in 5 days. And it requires several things, an essay, it requires a cover letter, it requires the resume, several pieces to it that is not just going to be simply take that resume and drop it in the application process. What do you do first? And how do you get it all done in the time allotted? I'm going to give 5 minutes once she puts you guys into the breakout room for you to work together. I need somebody to be identified as a spokesperson. So when we come back, when I ask for volunteer teams to present their information, you guys will be the spokesperson for the group. I won't be able to do everybody, but I'll try to do as many as possible and try to give each person a minute and a half to speak, just depending on how many is in your group. Okay, go.
Okay, so I want to just, the breakout rooms are created. There will be some staff moved over, but I will move you back because you weren't assigned a role. So that's why you're moving into a room, because this discussion is for the students. So some groups do have a group of 4. Make sure everyone has a chance to speak. I am opening up the rooms now, 5 minutes on the clock.
See you
And
later.
when the pop-up box, when you see the dialog box to enter the room, just click admit. Camelia Charles. Let me find you.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm gonna find you to put you in a room. If Michelle, if you see her first on the list in the breakout rooms, please feel free to move her into a room. Okay, I see her. I'm gonna put you in room 1. There you go. You should see the dialog box, Camelia. Evan.
Parker is supposed to go in room 3. And Donovan.
This is for. I'm moving the staff back into the room. Jamia, you're still here.
Parker, Jamia.
If you see them, please move them into a room because I'm having to go down the list.
Okay.
Oh, wait, Parker. Even not joined. Jamia, you're in room 16. Are you on?
I don't think anybody is in. Oh, there's some Jeremiah. Okay.
And Haven. Haven, I just saw you. Haven, are you here? And Lamara.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, you're
It's
in room.
Samira.
Lamira, okay. Haven, you're in room 9. Did you see the box?
Yes, ma'am, but it told me to come back out. It made me come back out. I was in the room with the 2 other people and then it made me leave.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna put you in room 13.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And Lamiria, I'm sorry. Thank you so much for correcting me on your name. I appreciate it.
Thank you. I was in a group and the other person wasn't speaking. It was just the 2 of us.
Oh,
Maybe room 9. Breakout room 9 only has 2.
Jordan. Okay, so the other person wasn't speaking in room 9?
I was in room 3, I believe.
Okay, I'm gonna put you in room 9. And
Oh, okay, yeah. Evans hasn't joined in room 3 yet. We
no,
only
Evans, no, because Evan's supposed to be in here.
we only have 1 student in 3.
Oh,
That was the one who wasn't speaking. So just leave him in 3.
yeah. I'll just.
So we just need to get Jamia somewhere or Jemiah somewhere.
Jamia, did I not move her? Oh, Jamia, she's still in here. Oh, because I haven't seen her on the list.
Let's see. Yeah. All right. She's supposed to go to 12.
I see her
now. You see her?
Yeah, I'm gonna move her to room 16.
Okay.
All right, our group is finished.
Okay. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't add a timer on. Has it been 5 minutes?
It came back and told us we needed to join after 1 minute, so you probably should ping the people and tell them to join the group back.
I'm gonna broadcast a message. You have 1 minute remaining. Who said y'all only had 1 minute, Ms. Corley?
As soon as we came in there, after a minute, it said time is almost up or something. It said join back in the group, and so we just finished our conversation and then clicked join back, and that was the group with Sierra and Dominic. So we're back. We're overachievers. I take that back. Sierra and Dominic are overachievers.
So afterwards, let's talk through the break room.
Breakout rooms. Okay.
Because there's some notes that just some observations, nothing major, just minor.
Okay.
All right, I'm closing the rooms now.
Okay.
So
We
I
had
have
16 rooms.
Right, welcome back.
Yes. Welcome, welcome. We're trying to get to 58. We're still 40. They're coming.
Everybody's here.
Okay. Numbers just not coming in. So hopefully you had a good time with that session. Let me start with group 2, because my birthday is on the second day of the month that it's in. So group 2, I need the spokesperson from group 2 either come off of the mute please for me and tell me what your team's plan is.
Okay, I'm pretty sure that was my group. Basically, what we talked about is we said that we would, since it's 15 hours a week, we would be working like our usual shift. Then for our classes, we would basically, depending on the due dates, assess when it needs to get done. Then about the application, we would first go ahead and start the application. Then look and see, is it resume? What is it asking for that you already have? And not starting from ground zero. So maybe using an essay you already wrote and tweaking it a bit so you're not spending, the whole time writing an essay. So basically we would, try to cut, time in best way we can while still getting everything done.
Okay, good. Thank you for that, Trinity. Group 21. Oh, we didn't have a 21. My bad. I mean 12.
Hello, I'll be our spokesperson. My name is Anastasia Clark. I'm a junior accounting major. And what we decided to do, because we had to factor in the fact that we have 15 hours a week and not a day. And then also the 4 classes, about like an hour or so for each. So 19 hours taken out the week, outside of like you studying for your classes as well. You want to do at least an hour or 2 for the first day just to see what the application requires you to do, and then collect that information. And then on the second day, actually start doing things like the essay and figuring out what you want for how to structure the essay as well. And if you need any references, go ahead and send out those emails, and then follow-ups and things like that. And then on the third, fourth day, try to have everything finalized. And on that 5th day, give yourself some failure, room for failure. And then that's what we decided on.
Okay. Let's see. One more group. Let's go with 9, group 9. Let's see. Group 9 had Ariel, Kenneth, and Lamira.
Hello, I'm Ariel Head. I'm a architecture and construction science major, and I'm the spokesperson for Group 9. We all agreed upon putting our regular lives first, whether it was work or schooling, and kind of incorporating our application into any downtime or any open time, just to make sure that we're prioritizing our current life and not falling back on anything while we're still putting our best foot forward for our applications.
Okay. So at the end of the day, what would you say was a commonality between all of the groups in determining how to get things done? What was important?
Honestly, just managing time. That's kind of like, I guess, the main factor within trying to fill out this application while maintaining our lives.
So knowing what time you have available, and like you said, you got to go to work, you got to get your assignments done. So once you have that part identified, seeing where that application would fit. I love that. I think all of the groups did say that they were going to look at what were their requirements, because it's kind of hard to know what you're going to need to do where if you don't know what the requirements are. And so one of the things is that we will look at now is the what's called the Pomodoro technique. And so what the Pomodoro technique is, after you've prioritized the tasks in your day, your week, whatever the case may be, this will be daily here. Now you look at how many tasks you're trying to get that done that day. And you're going to work on those tasks in 25-minute increments. So task 1, You'll work for 25 minutes, take a break about 5 minutes, go back to it 25 minutes till you get it done. And then once you're done, take about 15, 20, 30 minutes. And that's just to kind of reset, to refocus, to pull away from the stress and strain that it comes from just giving that that attention to it, where sometimes your anxiety or your your stress levels start going up, because it's like, am I gonna never get to an end? But if you know, I'm gonna focus work for 25 minutes, I'm gonna be able to step away, get a drink of water, go to the ladies' men's room, whatever the case may be, breathe, and then come back, look out the window. I had a wonderful view when I worked at American Airlines. I looked out the view out the window. It was gorgeous where I was in my building, and just enjoyed that moment of peace of not looking into the computer. And then it helped me to get my refocus in to get it completed. But trying to work in smaller increments and giving yourself that rest period.
Coach Jones, after we finish going through this, can we give the other teams that did not get to speak 45 seconds and kind of let them share theirs?
Sure.
Okay.
So I had a poll for this one, but I'm not going to take up any more time because I want to get back into some things. But some common mistakes or myths are believing being busy equals being productive. Not. Just because you're busy does not mean you are producing something that is needed out of your day, required, good work, whatever the case may be. Being busy is not being productive. If you're not intentional about what you're doing and there is not a end result that you are working towards, an end goal, the end task to it, then it's just busy work, right? You're just like that mouse in the wheel, just spinning the wheel, not going anywhere. Thinking you need to fill every hour of the day to be successful. Nope, not that either. There is not a need to have a feel to every day. There are going to be moments where, some work is seasonal. Some work you're going to be hot and heavy into it. Other days, you got the leisure to do some things that you like to do in order for you to be better prepared or even in a better mindset when you go back into the busy season. And then lastly, multitasking is more efficient. Not. Multitasking, though, is something that came from my generation. It was something that was thought of as an amazing thing if you could multitask. It was a big skill that we put on our resumes. But, multitasking doesn't help you to stay focused and get a specific task completed. Now, are there times when you may have to do more than one task at the same time? Yes. Should that be your practice? No. If it's as much as possible, you should try to keep down on multitasking. It doesn't get you the results that you want to get. You're wasting more time trying to refocus back on a task that you jumped over here to do if you just took a few more minutes to complete this task before starting the new task. There are even medical things that have come about from people who did more that were these great multitaskers, from memory loss, from some having some cognitive issues. So multitasking is not more efficient because you have to revamp that mindset, refocus that mindset every time you leave that task, go do something else and to come back to it. It's like, captain of many, master of none, kind of thing. All right. So just a little piece on accountability, real talk. Late starts and missed steps send the wrong message. Show up on time, stay on task, and let your grind do the talking. It's not a lot you have to say about accountability. Accountability is how you show up. Being on time for work. Ready to start at the time that it says you start. Not coming in trying to get started, putting stuff up, but ready to start that typing. And then take responsibility for your action or lack of action. So again, if it requires you to get information from other people or other departments, it's on you to stay on task with getting that information. And we'll talk a little bit more in the next level of mastering communications, business communications, to talk about how do you use your email function to help you get the results that you need to get without alienating or making situations in the workplace build tension. Ms. Corley said it best back in Professionalism and Presence Week. Your brand, you can't tell anybody your brand. You show your brand. So everything you're doing, all of the actions that you're taking or the lack of actions you're taking or building that brand that people are going to use to come to expect or to know you for. So is that brand positive or not so positive? Are there opportunities to your brand right now? And if so, you want to begin working on that now. Couple of tools, kitchen timers, a timer of any time, of any type can help even on the phone. We've got those wonderful timers on our phone just to kind of say, okay, I want to give myself X amount of time to focus in. If you're using Pomodoro, if you're using something else on your own where you just decided I want to give X amount of time to this task, that, you know, using your timer so that you can be intentional about the moments you're spending, and then start understanding how long it takes you to do some things. Again, I carried around a little bitty notebook that could fit in my pocket to just jot down notes. That was back in the day. Now I use my phone, my notes feature on my iPhone. But just having some tools for those who are people who like to actually physically write. And these are the references I used to pull some of the information out of the into the presentation. So all of this will be shared in the workbook. So we're at the end. I know it is only about 9 minutes left. We will be here until the last one of you guys leave. So questions, what are your questions? And I'm gonna go ahead and put up the survey code as well. And if you did not get to check in. So what are your questions? Any questions, any comments?
Can we
Hello,
allow those groups? Go ahead.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
sorry.
Go ahead, sweetie.
Oh, yes. I was just gonna say some comments that have kind of helped me for my job as of lately, as far as time. So normally we start like 9:30, so I typically get there just 30 minutes or like an hour early, and just keeping up with our projects because we do a lot of team projects, whether somebody takes the lead or is supporting the different parts. When it's my turn to assist or do my work in the project, I'll usually go up to my boss or whoever I'm reporting to and show them what I've done before like they ask me, because that gives me a good idea of where I should be. And it's been better for me to be proactive and to talk more and collaborate. And that's given a lot of good results. So I just wanted to say some like positive things that have helped.
Good, yeah. Hand clap on that one. Yeah, good job. Anyone else? Okay. If you also want to claps for Jalen. If you also want to go ahead, Harry.
How do you avoid burnout?
Wow. Yeah, come right at it. I mean, one of the major things is being intentional about what you choose to do, right? Not overcommitting, understanding what time you have available to put into, your tasks each day, taking the moments that you need to rebuild, to re-energize, to refresh, recharge. Self-help, mental well-being and self-care is important to take, stepping away sometimes, taking your vacations and being on vacation when you take a vacation, or if you're out, if you're out from work that day on a paid leave of some type, actually utilizing those. Guys, jump in for me. It's a lot of different ways. I might not be your best person because I'm the queen of overcommitting and doing well more than what I should do and working on my off time and all of those things. So I'm not your best person to ask, but
I'll add a couple of things. One of them is really understanding what your objectives are and your goals or whatever your deliverables are so that you can schedule a timeout and not overcommitted. So you're not overcommitted at the end. So you do have that flexibility. The other one is asking for help when you need it. So not trying to do everything yourself. The other one I would think of is just scheduling stuff out, just making sure you book time out and start early enough so that you're not rushing at the end and you're burning yourself out because you've got to do too much in a very short time period. So if you break that time out over a week or whatever the time period is, it helps.
Mm-hmm.
I agree with Miss Corley as well as Miss Jones, but I would say when you do feel burnout, you have to know when to rest. It's okay, because I'm an overcommitter as well. And I don't like to ask for help. So I'll just try to Miss Independent over here. So I try to do it all. But when I do feel the burnout, I'm like, okay, it's time to rest. And it's okay. Because I would feel guilty when I rest because I'm like, oh my God, it's not going to be done. Who else is going to do it? But no, you have to take that step back and just rest. If you want to have a day to yourself, like a weekend, and be like, I'm not going to do nothing but watch Netflix, do just that. Or if you just want to watch whatever you want to watch on TV or read a book or whatever you want to do, just do that. That's your day, your time to yourself to recollect, regroup. And then after that, just, keep going. But just take it a little bit at a time, when you're trying to, when you have your priorities and everything. But just know when to rest. That's very important.
Mm-hmm. And I will say this too, your body will tell you. Yes, I have had a couple of instances where my body told me beyond but no uncertain terms, you going down because you didn't listen when I told you earlier to take some time, right? Two instances over the course of my life in my professional career where my body just said, no, I'm not doing it anymore. Both times I was hospitalized for several weeks and down for a couple months. So don't be that hero, shero kind of thing and think I got to charge through, because I promise you, I don't wish any ill on anybody, but if you go down and can't come back, they stepping over you, going to the next person or bringing that next person in. Not that you don't have value now, mind you, but the job for them still has to get done. That's the reality of the world of work. The job has still got to be done. And so just understanding, getting what you need to get done, but building in time off. Not, like me, like, I take some vacation sometime, and then at the last minute, I throw vacation in instead of vacation being a plan that I've got intentionality to actually disconnect.
I think Elijah was trying to get on and say something too.
Okay.
Elijah? Did we lose her? Maybe so. Okay, keep going then.
No, next, was that it? Did that answer kind of what you expected, Harry?
Yes, ma'am. That helped a lot.
Okay. Oh, I wanted to say one other thing. Another way is also look at how you're growing. Check out what that career progression is for you. Because burnout may be you just are not getting enjoyment or satisfaction from this level of work. Okay, so does that mean you want to go to the next level? Does that mean you saw something in this level or in an adjacent conversation, or not an adjacent relationship that, oh, I like that. Let me see if I can move into this area. Sometimes burnout can be affected or positively affected by just moving into other areas that was kind of what you were doing, but it's from a different angle or a different viewpoint or a different level. So sometimes you can also alleviate burnout just from taking, the opportunity to career progress, or sometimes it's a lateral, but that lateral is because you want to go to the next step over on that other side other than instead of where you are. Other questions or comments? Anybody else want to share how they resolve the task, the prioritization exercise?
Not prioritization exercise, but to add on to Harry's question about the burnout, not being afraid to tell people no, because I know sometimes you may want to add on as much on your plate. In other words, with you trying to get into internships and work or student organizations, but it's okay to not feel like you have to do everything, or that to not fall into that fear of missing out. Like, take breaks, and just tell yourself no. You don't have to do everything all in one semester.
Yeah,
that's really good.
Good.
I will also say, like, don't be afraid to, like, if you're feeling unwell and you like tell someone you care about, hey, I'm not feeling well. If you need to go to like see a therapist and whatnot, don't be afraid to reach out for help, and reach out to your loved ones, hey, or like if you need a day to yourself, like, don't talk to anyone, that's okay too, because sometimes as students we have so much going on, and then like with our like so much relationships, sometimes we just need a complete weekend or even a week to ourselves, and that's not being selfish. That we have to take care of ourselves first before we take care of other people.
Mm-hmm. Yep, what they say on the airplane, you gotta put your face mask on first.
I feel like my favorite thing to do is a lot of like my job consists of parents and new student orientation, parents, students, and new student orientation. And everyone's just frustrated and upset and yelling. And I don't know why you're yelling at me. I didn't wait till June to do what you should have done in July. I mean, in January. Don't yell at me. So I know I can be very slick at the mouth at my job of like, yeah. So it's like I continuously let that build up. So whenever I get home, like I just let people talk to me crazy all day. Like I'm looking at myself in the mirror, like this is not the same person that was just at that job because you would have spazzed on all of them. But it's just like whenever I come home, I have a routine, and I don't like I don't talk to people. I don't sit in front of a TV. I don't sit in front of a screen. My favorite thing to do is like just read my Bible because that's a very calm place for me. It's like the Bible is going to reflect who I am and where I need to be, so that whenever I get back to my job tomorrow, we didn't regrouped. We have regrouped. We have centered. We gave it up to God. We talked about it and we went on about our way. I also let her come home and take a shower. That's a very, very just wash it all down the drain, let it go. I feel like your aftercare after work is very crucial, and it's very crucial to stick to that. If you're gonna say, hey, when I get off, I'm gonna go from here to here, and it's over with. It's over with. Don't call me. Don't text me. You better be bleeding, looking for an emergency, but please call 911. Don't call me yet. Call me after 6:45, 7 o'clock, and then we can talk. I've been talking to people all day. I don't want to talk no more.
That's good information. Yeah, know your limitations and take those moments. Self-care doesn't have to be a specific plan. I'm going to the spa. I'm going to get a haircut. I'm going to play pool and hang with the guys. It is, what do I need to release today's energy that I picked up throughout the whole day? So understanding part of it is a daily routine of what does it take to bring my peace, to center me again is real important. Other comments, questions?
Sierra, it's like you're taking pages from my book, honey. From the planner, I am a planner. They mess with me all the time. Miss Gloria carries her planner with her highlighter everywhere, red, pink, and green colors, yellow, blue. From my planner to when I get home to just self-reflect, read my Bible, read my word. I am outgoing, energetic. I'm always on 1,000 throughout the day. So when I get home, I need to be on 1. And sometimes that's very hard for me to do because my brain is still going, right? But being able to say no to yourself, to reflect for yourself. So that's really good. And I like that. And Dominique, you said something earlier too about your calendar. And so to hear younger people say that they use their physical calendars as well, it's like, okay, that's awesome. So great comments from everyone. This was really enjoyable. And I look forward to the next one.
Thank you.
I will say y'all have encouraged me to go get a planner, so I'm gonna go to Walmart after this and buy me a planner because I need a physical copy.
Yeah.
Get the physical, like the big. Okay, it doesn't have to be big, but it can be small. But like the ones where they have like the day squares, but they also have like the lines. So like, they have the calendar for you can put like just like a quick little small calendar, but like you turn the page, it's like big drawn out, like 7 o'clock. 8 o'clock.
It's like 2 in 1. That's smart.
Yes.
It's a notebook and a calendar.
Yes, Hobby Lobby has good ones as well. Try Hobby Lobby, and they're cheaper.
And
Be Rooted have some great journals and planners as well. So
that's
like
good too.
It's called Be Rooted. I put in the chat.
Okay.
They have some great ones because I have them, and I have like the monthly, weekly. I like those kinds. So and great artwork. I love the artwork. So it's called Be Rooted.
That one is good.
But I love all the comments. This is so wonderful. I really do. I love all the comments. So thank you all for sharing.
It's great when you guys can share about your own situations. I know you receive it better because you feel like, okay, Dominic, you know what I'm going through, or Sierra, you understand where I've been. It's great for you guys to share as well. Our intentionality is for you all to speak up more, to say how your you know, how this affects your life, your internship, your plans, your goals, whatever the case may be. We have information we want to share. I'm sorry mine was so long today, but hopefully the engagement activities kind of made up for it. But we want you to feel comfortable sharing. If any of you guys, I've sent you the topics. If you guys feel like there's some things that you really want to share in any of those areas, reach out so that we can bring you as a co-facilitator. You know, we're working on your leadership skills. We're working on your career readiness competencies. So all of these things are things you get to add to a resume when you participate at a certain level. So think about it. We'll be doing the same stuff, some of these same things in the fall. And I'm gonna be looking for some of you guys to either co-present or present. We are gonna have a student-led roundtable. And so I want you all to be ready. Don't make me call your name out, because I will. I will go ahead and send that little email. I'm going on and schedule this. I'm giving you an early notification so you can work me into your tasks. So I'm not overwhelming you and you are not overcommitting, because I'm gonna get on your schedule early. But any other comments or questions that you guys have? It is 7 p.m. and so if you have to go, please feel free to do so. I think I
Fill
still
out
got
the survey and make sure you did your check-in before you leave. And if you have more questions, we're going to stay on the line until we answer all questions. So we won't be leaving. And if anyone wanted to share what they did in their breakout session, we'd love to know what you guys shared in your breakout session.
Well, thank you, everyone, and you all have a great night. And I want to say, Miss Carly, I love this. I wrote it down. Don't tell people your brand, but show people your brand. It kind of idolizes what I live by. Actions speak louder than words. So I love that. I'm going to keep that and put that in my bank. So thank you for sharing that, even though I wasn't a part of that first session, the second session. But
You're
you all
welcome.
have a great night, and
All right.
thank you for
Thank
your
you for
time.
joining us.
Absolutely. Bye-bye.
Other questions, comments, feedback?
I think they're posting them in the chat.
Okay.
There's a lot in the chat.
Have a great night. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Jalen.
Here, okay.
Desiree and
That
Tati.
just leaves us. Everybody's out. Oh wait, Desiree and Tati. Let's see. And